Welcome, everybody. Sorry I'm late. We had little technical difficulties, but we got it all taken care of. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 1 of The Buzz with yours truly, Mama T. So our season closer for Season 4, we had Mike Underwood, and we talked about him playing with rubber monkeys and shuffle cats, and today, for our season opener, we've got Mark Anthony, and he is so amazing. You should see this guy live. Bobby and I went to a Moondance Jam and saw him, and that's when I met him, but Bobby knew him for a long time. Anyway, let's hear from Grand Forks Best Source, and we'll get right down to it. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you. Mark!
Hi.
Hey, we finally got it figured out.
Again, I can't hear you.
What?
Nope, I heard you fine until you clicked me in. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Well, maybe you should go and come back in.
You want me to log back in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we were having some technical difficulties with him. He was out in his car, and we thought his phone was connecting to his Bluetooth in his car, but he still couldn't hear us. But he heard us before he went to the car, so what do you think, Jeremy?
I blame the car.
Okay.
Had this happened before, because I'd be enjoying a burger at McDonald's. I get a phone call and I can't hear anything, and I realize, hey, it's paired up to the car out in the parking lot. Got it?
Yeah, you can hear us now?
I can't hear you.
All right. I don't know.
Now I can hear you. Can you hear
Now
me?
you can hear.
Yeah.
Now you can hear. All right. Yay. So.
Now it kicked me off again. What's going on?
No, you can hear me, but I bet you can hear me.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Nothing. Well.
I wish I was a little more tech savvy, man. I've never tried this with a phone.
Yeah, me too. Well, this isn't going to be
Should I try log again one more time?
One more time. Yep. One more time.
Okay.
It's keeping him in the waiting room when he does this.
Kick him out of the waiting room and have him log back in.
Okay. So, what did you do during your break?
Well, I got another issue of my newsletter out. Can you hear us now? You still can't hear us.
I'm out of buttons to press.
I don't know either.
It's like it wants to cut in and out. I don't know. I'm not doing anything with my phone.
And neither of us are using phones.
The volume's up, everything. Now I hear you.
Now you can hear us. Okay.
I hear you now.
And he can't see the private chat. So I can't even.
That's okay.
Because I was going to say, if you could see the private chat, then I could ask you questions there and say them out loud, and then you'd know what I'm saying. But
Well,
everybody can hear you. So
okay.
why don't you talk about your latest project?
The band now you're talking about? Well, whatever Slick didn't cover a couple weeks ago, you pretty much heard from him. But no, we're up and at 'em again, doing shows, and things have been going very well. And been writing some new songs, and hopefully be recording them fairly soon. It's been probably about 3 years or so since I've been in the recording studio.
Wow.
So just been kind of backtracking because we've had to bring people in, kind of teach them what I'm already doing, and to they get up to speed. So it's not much to move forward. So we're hoping to do that.
So is this going to be a Rubber Monkeys or is this going to be a
No,
shuffle?
it's Shuffle Cats. Rubber Monkeys is no more. That's done. That was
You're done.
that was that was mainly a cover band. I mean, I did a few of my originals, and but I want to be mostly original. That's why I went to the Shuffle Cats again, because people remembered that band from years ago. So it was kind of a debate whether to use that name or not. But we already had a website and had all that stuff. I didn't want to have to start completely from scratch, but next time I will.
Well, tell me about what got you into music in the first place.
A lot of reasons. My grandmother was in a band years ago. My mom was always singing, so there's always kind of some music around the house a little bit. But I don't know. It wasn't until high school. A couple of my friends in high school started in a band, and then we had a guy move to town who was about 10 years older than us, and he started a band. And then I just kind of gravitated towards it because a small town, there's only so many people that play music. So that's kind of what we did, and took it from there basically.
And which band was that? Where was that out of?
It was called Darkos.
Darkos, yeah.
Yeah, Darkos. Yeah, it was. Well, we went to high school in Cavalier, my friends and I, but most of the early bands were based out of Grand Forks. So then we had a bunch of names, Redline, and I don't even remember all the names. We were usually pretty bad, so we'd change the name every few weeks so we'd get some gigs.
That's hilarious. So,
It's an old story, but it's true. It is true.
were you part of Sweet Nothings, or was that just Mike?
No, no, that was Mike's band. I didn't know Mike back then. He was on the road years ago with that. I didn't meet Mike until 3-4 years ago when I first met him, and that was at a mutual friend has this barn that he renovated, and he has parties, and it's all the loft is all fixed up. He has a stage and everything up there, sound system. So I actually went to a Halloween party up there that the Rubber Monkeys decided to sit in for because they had a side band, and our drummer Billy, who's my drummer now, was in that band. So we said, well, why don't we don't play the party too? It was just kind of for fun. And that's how I met Mike, because he was playing in the Robos with Billy, and
Robos,
then
yeah.
that's how I met him. So
You mentioned it's been a while since you've been in the studio. How many albums do you have out? And is it just Rubber Monkeys, or do you have other?
no, there's three. Well, two are technically out. We did the back in 1997 did the initial Shuffle Cat CD. Kenny Reardon and I wrote that together, and it was 10 original songs, and we put that out. And when we were still in Fargo, and that's about the time Johnny Lang was first taking off, because when we were in town at that time, we were one of the first bands that let him up and play a lot. So we kind of moved. Kenny and I decided to just uplift and move to Minneapolis when Johnny took off, because originally his dad was going to manage us, and then that didn't really work out like we thought it would. But that was the whole reason for moving to the cities.
Well, you've been all over though. You guys tour, right?
No, I've never been on tour. No, that's one thing I've never done that a lot of my bandmates over the years have done. I always had to be the guy that had to have the job and everything, because I was on my own, and I never was in a band that I had a couple times when I could have joined bands that I could have done that with, but it's like, well, do I want to go sing their music or do I want to try to create my own? Maybe I should have went the other way. I don't know, but a couple of them had some bigger names, but it's doesn't really matter.
What kind of music did you listen to growing up? What did you like?
Mainly rock and roll. I mean, it wasn't until I moved to Fargo that I really started. I always kind of knew about blues, but like a lot of people, I thought this is the down and out stuff. Everything sounds the same. It's all 12 bar thing or whatever. And I was just kidding with somebody recently. Every song starts like "I woke up this morning." It's like, well, okay, it's the "woke up this morning" song. But it really really wasn't until I moved to Fargo that I joined a band called the Blues Works. That was originally what they were called, and that evolved into the Shuffle Cats. But that was my first real exposure to different kinds of songs. But that was almost too much of the 1-4-5 kind of stuff that blues bands play. So I mean, I got a good taste of that, but I found that I could sing better with that stuff. I mean, I was a kid of the 80s, so I mean, I was in bands that we were trying. I don't have the voice for. We were trying to do Cinderella, and we were trying to do Tesla, and we're all the stuff. I mean, these are all great bands. Don't get me wrong, but all of a sudden, I always sucked because I couldn't sing that stuff. Well, who can? Unless you really have a voice for that stuff.
Right?
So it was a big boost of confidence for me. That's wow. Now here's something I can excel at. So that's what I did, and my writing just kind of evolved that way. But I don't like to write the standard blues stuff. That's why I try to make it more blues rock. Like the Joe Bonamasses, the Mike Zitos, those kind of people. That
Oh
it's
yeah.
not just the same. When you listen to them, you don't know what to expect. You think you do, but is this going to just sound like the last person I listened to? Well, no, I try to make mine not the same like that, but it's just try to do more of a rock and roll thing.
You see, when you talk about that, it reminds me of Bobby's song. Woke up this morning, my baby was gone. And he was trying to make that one in a little more rock and roll. I mean, it was inspired by blues, but yeah, and
Well,
there's a video,
everybody wakes up in the morning, so why not?
right? Well, and those that don't aren't around to talk about it.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
So, what kind of where you've been playing at different festivals all over, and which one was your favorite and why?
Uh, I mean, I like them all. I mean, just playing in front of a lot of people in that environment, because it's not just some bar, where you don't know if people are there really to listen to music or they're just there to get hammered and you just happen to be the one playing. No, festivals are more designed for people that are music lovers to come. So, I mean, there's not really a favorite in any of them. I mean, there's some that are bigger, they might have bigger names and bigger crowds. I mean, I enjoyed playing the Fargo Blues Festival. I did that 3 times, but I haven't done that since '99. I've tried a couple times to get in. I don't know. They just, maybe because we're from there, they never hire us, but it's okay. But, you go to the Duluth Blues Festival and there's the Iowa Blues Festival. There's a lot of them that are really, really fun to play.
Bobby did that. See, and Bobby had played the Fargo Blues Fest a few times too, and like this last 10 years, he couldn't get in. Like they never got back to him. I don't know what's going on over there. I think they're under new management or something.
I don't know.
Maybe you're just not big enough. Maybe not enough people know you.
It's hard to say. It's like everywhere else we go. It's like, there's no problem, open arms, and I'm not banging them or cutting them down or nothing. Like, I just
Right,
it's makes you shrug. It's like, well, I got a lot of family and friends and people that remember the Shuffle Cats there. I mean, to me that'd be a no brainer, but
right.
it's okay. And it's all right. There's always somewhere to play.
Yeah. I think we got to cut to commercial real quick here. As long as he's paying attention again. Yeah, we're gonna cut to a quick
Oh.
ad break, and we will be right back with more Mark Anthony.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
What's up, Red Lake Nation Radio? This is your host, DJ Soko. Come join me if you're Ace or Donnell from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Soko Saturday, where I have a new segment, Soko's Metal Madness Hour from 7 to 8 p.m., bringing the North all the new and classic metal to the masses. The first 3 hours will be the old school hits, the rock and roll classics, and all other genres of music. Even country. So come take a cruise with me, DJ Soko, bringing the fire right here on 105.3 WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by AFS Automated Financial Services, your partner for fast, reliable, and affordable payment processing. Whether you're taking payments at the counter, on the go, online, or through a full POS system, AFS makes it easy to get paid anywhere, anytime. They handle credit, debit, EBT, gift, and loyalty cards across every industry and touchless options available for all in-person transactions. Entrepreneurs and ISOs can even earn monthly residuals through AFS partnership opportunities. The tools are yours. The income is yours. You'll get approvals in under an hour. 24-hour equipment deployment or reprogramming. Low, simple rates, matched or beaten, or they pay you, and 24/7 live customer service. You get the technology, rates, and support your business deserves. For a free cost analysis or rate quote, call 1-877-738-5010 or visit automatedfinancialservice.com. AFS, smart technology, real service, better business.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
We're back.
Hey.
So, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I just want to make sure because we had kept Jeremy on because with all these weird cutting in and cutting out, we did notice at the beginning that you could hear better when he was on. So if you stop hearing me again, let me know and we'll have him pop back on. But he is at his other job. He works at a TV station in Fargo. So he's doing our show and he's doing his show. So
I got you.
That's why he was not Johnny on the spot for the ad. But that's okay because we started late. We can break late.
I was reminded of something on the commercial. We were talking about blues songs that start out with "I woke up this morning," and actually one of the songs that Kenny and I wrote was much more Kenny's song than mine. On our first album, it's called "The Sun's Gonna Shine," which was played on Kevin Hendrickson's show quite often because Kevin used to really like that song. It was a little bit longer, but that starts out. But it was a little different because I wrote the lyrics to it. It was "I woke up Sunday morning" instead of "I woke up this morning." But it's like I can't say we haven't done it either. So just wanted to clear that up for the record.
Kevin Hendrickson. Gee, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think I know that guy. I probably could find him on here and forward the show to him and let him watch live. We do have 4 or 5.
Lives somewhere in your area now. I talked to him not too long ago, just chatting on. I don't know, it was texting or Facebook or whatever, but no, he's somewhere around Crookston or somewhere, Bagley or somewhere.
Yeah. I think the last time I saw him was Jesse's funeral.
Probably.
Yeah, that was a big loss. the music community too. Just
Mm-hmm.
everybody's just, my aunt just passed away. I mean, a friend of mine, his dad just passed away. It seems like everybody's just dropping like flies lately.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So on a
Mm-hmm.
lighter note, what have you been up to lately? What, just writing, waiting to get into the studio?
Yeah, just like I said, we've been putting the band back together. It seems like every time we get off the ground, something happens, somebody has to leave or quits for whatever reason. It's never usually a bad thing. It's like, younger bands kind of do that whole drama scene. Usually it's just convenience. You have your life and stuff. It's like, okay, how much time can I put into this? And I made it very clear to the guys that I'm taking this one pretty serious because we're all, older guys. It's like we don't really have time to, screw around with things. So it's like, we just had a good meeting yesterday. We had a rehearsal at Slicks, and we talked about that. It's like, well, I really want to do this stuff, and I hope you guys are on board with me, and I'm on board with you, and everybody's just so no misunderstandings. Everybody speak your piece, kind of thing. But that's the best I can answer. I know I got off track a little bit, but that's what we've been doing, and now that we're pretty much up to speed, we can start adding new stuff. Mike and our guitar player Rem Lee, they both have written the songs. We were working on those yesterday, so it's not just my originals, predominantly my stuff, yes, but been working on their stuff as well. And that's the big thing for me is creating new stuff because I mean, I love all the songs, but some of them are quite old now. Maybe not to the audiences that hear them, but for me, it's like, well, we recorded the first album, like I said, in '97, and the Rubber Monkeys, that was back in 2020. Mostly, I think I had 6 of my originals on that, and then we do have another one that's already done that Ken and I have written, but it's not technically out yet, but yet there's songs have leaked out. It's on Reverb Nation. You can hear things like Light of Day and some of those songs, and even those are 20 years old now. I mean, that's how
Wow.
long we've been working on that album. So it's time to just do some brand new stuff. I mean, I have recorded, like I said, 3 years ago, I recorded a couple songs. One that Ken and I have written, called Hard Road. It was about veterans. We're very proud of how that one turned out. And then I wrote one on my own that was designed more. I wanted to produce and write, produce, and all of that, but I don't sing it. It was written from a female perspective, so I had a good singer, a friend of mine, Leslie McKee, that came in and sang on that for me. And it's called Game On, and you can hear that on the Reverb Nation site
Game.
too. It's got a bit of a country flavor. So I actually hired a country rock band that was called Black Dog Road that I knew. So they already played a little bit different style. So that they came in as a band. I taught them the song. We worked it up together, and then I actually sang it in the studio. Got all the music recorded first, and then brought a good keyboard player in, Rich Ferris, who played on it, and then brought Leslie in to sing, and then Cindy Mack came in and did backup vocals on it. And it turned out really good. I was proud of it. It was one of those I was going to look to maybe shop it around a little bit, which is not as easy as it's cut out to be either, because you kind of got to get in that niche a little bit to do that.
Right.
Mhm.
So how much more which do you like better? I mean, I know each has its good points, but would you rather be on stage in front of a tens of hundreds of people, or would you rather be in the studio fine tuning everything and making everything sound just right?
No, I still love playing live more. It's the live energy is always, it's hard to beat that. It really does, because you feed from the energy of the crowd. I mean, you go into a studio, sometimes you go in to do a vocal part. It might not be the right time of day, or it's morning or something, and try to capture that live feel is really hard to do because I can become almost a different singer live than I do on recording. could do 5, 10 takes, still not get that energy that you want. Like if it's a song on the first CD, there's a song called "Before You Fill Me Up," which is much more of a rocker. That's the first one on the CD. And I remember we recorded that in Bismarck, and we set up a gig in Bismarck at a place called Armies years ago. And we actually set it up with the studio. So we came in there at 1:30 in the morning because we played 9 to 1 at the club. And I thought, well, I'll be all warmed up from singing all night, everything. We came in just so I could be warmed up and try to sing that because that was a hard song to sing. It was in a key that's not the best for me to sing in. But we didn't want to change the key because it sounds so mean because Kenny used a detuned D drop tuning on that song. And it still took me a few takes. And of course, now I listen to it. I still can't stand to hear myself on CD. I just think everything stinks myself. You're always your worst critic. But that one, I just remember how hard we worked to try to capture that energy. And I think it's there, except, I've learned to relax a little bit more on the backbeat. You just learn over time different little things that you apply, whether you're writing or doing whatever.
What is your writing process when you decide that you're gonna make a
Not
song? Do the lyrics come to you first, the melody,
sometimes.
or
Sometimes, well, when I worked with Ken, sometimes I'd come in with lyrics and a melody, which I did, and we worked well together. We'd bounce things off each other, or he would sometimes write music like Light of Day. He wrote the music basically first. We kind of collaborated some on the bridge parts, but I mean, that was pretty much same with Hard Road, which I mentioned that we'd recorded not too long ago. Um, and then I wrote lyrics. He kind of gave me the freedom to write lyrics. There's only one song, one I mentioned earlier, "The Sun's Gonna Shine" on the first CD that's the only one he ever wrote any lyrics to. And it was just, "I hope the sun's gonna shine on my guitar someday." That was the line he wrote.
Mhm.
And then he wanted me to write lyrics for it, but he kind of directed me a little bit on what he wanted, and then I tried to capture what he wanted, and then he was happy with what I'd come up with. So um but that's the collaborative process. Not nowadays, I do it much more on my own. I try to work with different people, and not everybody's easy to work with, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just you just don't have the same, because I don't play an instrument very well. I can pick out little things, and then I try to relay it to them. Sometimes I literally have to hum the part out. Okay, that's the key. Hum it out, and they can't quite get the notes that I'm humming or
Mhm.
trying to pick out.
Yeah.
And so I've got the live experience, and then I do have a few separate people I work with on the side. It's like, okay, I'll work with this person because they understand what I'm trying to say. And then once I get it recorded, and then it's easy for a guitarist or somebody else. Oh, that's what you were trying to say. Now they can physically hear what you're doing. So no, there's no real big process. Just whatever comes to you.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Because I look like I'm frozen.
Yeah, we're both frozen up there. Well, I'm not, but
um,
you are.
yeah,
I can hear you though.
I gotta jiggle my, I gotta, I gotta jiggle. I gotta jiggle it. I know you can hear me. I see that I'm frozen.
Yeah,
All I
yeah.
gotta do is,
That's okay. That's all right. I
I
can hear you
just
though.
like this.
Hmm.
It might work. It might not.
I was
Um,
just I was just looking at myself, wondering why the hell I didn't comb my hair because I was outside working with brushing
well,
the car off of snow and all that stuff. For it's like, man,
I know you hate to hear this, but you do
mm,
look like,
I know.
does
And Rod
everybody else?
Stewart, Rod
Rod
Stewart.
Stewart. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Maybe I can just go like this and maybe that'll work. Can you see me now? Am I
Yeah, now you're
unfrozen?
moving.
Oh, okay.
Now you're moving.
Sometimes if I switch the resolution, it'll pop back on. Oh, I
Sure.
hate that technology. Ah, um,
Uh,
we do have Justin and Ricky are watching, and so is Latimer Boston Boyle. Have you heard that name before?
I have. Didn't he type in something when I was in your show a year and a half ago?
Yes, this is Laddie Boy. He's a drummer.
Okay.
He used to play with the Acoustics up here.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember who they've got now. Just some random drummer guy. I don't know. Actually, the Acoustics, they've got a new singer. They call themselves the Acoustics and a Chick. The Chick is
Oh,
the
you told me about this when I saw you a few months ago.
yeah.
It showed me the Bobby's Bar or the Katie's Bar. You were
Yep.
talking about them. Yeah. When you mentioned the Q stick, it kind of came back to me. Yep.
Yeah, their pictures on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I started, because if you walk around the bar, you can see pictures of local bands and stuff, and then there's the Prince section and the Jimi Hendrix section, and we still have the whole museum thing going.
Yeah.
There's just more stuff to hang up, but
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot wait. For those of you that don't know, this man here and his band are going to be at Katie's place in July. We're doing the 4th of July thing, and I believe on the 3rd you're in Cass Lake, and the 4th
Yep.
you're at Bobby's.
Yep.
Sorry,
At
Katie's.
the Log Jammers in Cass Lake, and
Yep.
then it's Katie's now.
Yeah, it's
Katie.
Katie's place. I think by that time they might have the name changed. They're going to go for another name change on it.
Okay.
We're just going to call it the 295 on Cleveland because it's the address.
Okay.
That way it's not. It doesn't point out that it's a bar. It doesn't point out that it's a restaurant. It doesn't point out specifically that it's just for music. It kind of just, it is what it is. And then like in a tagline, it'll say live music, family friendly, stuff like that. Just so they can attract more people and not just, oh, well, I can't take my kids there to eat supper. They're not 21. Well, it's a family friendly establishment. As long as the kitchen's open, bring your kids. I was just there last night. There was live music. Pam Innocent was playing. So that was fun. And I had family show up from out of town that I haven't seen in a while. It was amazing. I had a great night last night. And they just left right before the show started today. So I'm still on a little bit of a high from getting to see my youngest kid. I haven't seen her since last summer. She just turned 18 in January. So
I'm glad that there's still places having live music. It's getting less and less, unfortunately. I know that just from the booking and stuff, but younger kids don't seem to go for live music quite as much. They got phones and whatever to entertain. You can push a button and get instant social media or instant music anywhere you want. And I mean, I've tried very hard because I love pretty much all kinds of music. I really do. And I've tried very hard to like some of the newer stuff that I hear, and it's just I just don't get it. So it's like, man, have I really gotten that old? Because I can maybe that's how our parents looked at what we listened to, but there's not much melody to it. It's just a very strong, repetitious beat that really doesn't change, like it's a drum machine. And I'm like, where's this going? I don't know. I can't get into it. I mean, if that's what they like, that's what they like, and God bless them. But I'm thinking this really wouldn't be something that you'd go listen to all night like a live music club. It's like it's almost the opposite of being live music.
what do you think? What do you think the AI? How AI music is gonna affect the industry?
That scares me. Even the visual AI. I mean, if you go on Facebook now, you get all these crazy AI things, and some of them look very real. But you can still tell a little bit that they're not. But with the advances in technology, there you get that word again. It kind of scares me in a few years. I mean, who's to know what's real anymore at all?
Exactly. Just like they can say, oh, they can fake stuff happening.
Sure.
They can say, look, here's proof right here that this politician did this or said this, or this famous actor did this or said this,
Yep.
or they can do all of that now.
On Facebook, just the other day, last week, I saw a big breaking news thing, and it said that Fran Tarkenton had died of the Minnesota Vikings, which was not true. But they blatantly said that on there, and it had it, it looked real and everything. I thought, oh my God, and so I looked it up right away on Google, and there was nothing, because it would have been on Google right away.
Right.
It would have been real. But I'm like, how in the hell do people, why would you want to do that? It's just, for them it's fun, I guess, but.
For likes and clicks.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all for the attention. It's all clickbait. So that, because if you have a certain amount of followers or a certain amount of clicks or a certain amount of views, you can get monetized for that. So if you just put out this shocking stuff and people start sharing it and everybody's like, this is so fake, and then they start this whole conversation in there about how fake it is, and you're just giving them money by interacting with it. Now
that's how little I know about it. I mean, I didn't even realize that, but I don't know. It just still seems wrong, I guess, to me.
I know. Even with like actors, like child actors, how the child actors, they got into acting through commercials. Back in the day, it was the little kid actors and the Great Juice Turtle and Mikey, and a lot of actors cut their teeth in commercials, and then went on to, I don't know, Silver Spoons, Growing Pains,
Yeah.
And now where are they going to get their start? They've got AI is all these commercials now. AI is doing all the commercials now. Like, why hire an actor when you can have AI do it for you?
I know, and that's scary for actors in themselves, just in anything, because of that. I mean, for a while there was an acting boom. As soon as you had Netflix and all these other places, Amazon, there was doing series and stuff. It just seemed like there's a lot more people doing acting, and more actors are getting work from that. But I see a trend the other way, just like you said. Okay, we don't need to pay an actor anymore because somebody can invent an actor to do that.
Right, just like we don't have to hire a popular band to write the theme music for our new song. Like the thing called the Friends theme.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you. And their career skyrocketed off of that. Like, it just seems so ridiculous to me now. And that's the way the world is moving. And I don't like it at all. People don't have to interact with each other. They can just, we do have I don't know if he's paying attention, but we do have another ad break coming that was kind of due like 4 minutes ago. He usually sends me a message that says 2 minutes, but he's here. All right. We will be right back after these messages.
Soda pop.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again. Grand Forks, start your engines and listen close. The Red River Valley Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show is rolling into the Alara Center for an action-packed weekend you don't want to miss. Saturday, May 2nd and Sunday, May 3rd. Admission is just $10. Kids 12 and under get in free with a paying adult. But here's where it gets big. Raffle tickets are just $50, and only 4,000 tickets will be sold. That's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. Now, those $50 tickets, they give you a shot at over $100,000 in prizes, including a Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Second prize is a Polaris Ranger Crew Cab Trail Boss with trailer. Third prize, a Yamaha Gas Golf Cart. Get your $50 raffle ticket now by calling Tim at 701-739-1605 or stop in at Brewski's. And remember, every dollar raised benefits the Veterans Honor Flight of North Dakota and Minnesota, helping honor the men and women who served our country. $10 to get in, $50 to win big. Only 4,000 raffle tickets available. Call 701-739-1605 or visit Brewski's in Thompson today. Spirit of America Bike and Car Show, May 2nd and 3rd at the Alaris Center.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
We're back. Thanks
All
for
right.
sticking around.
Sure.
So I do have Laddie Boy would like to know, speaking of platforms, where can I find the band's music?
If you want to listen to some of the songs that we've done, it's on Reverb Nation. That's all one word. Reverb Nation. Mark Anthony Shuffle Cats. And
Okay.
Shuffle Cats is one word as well.
Is
So
there
there's a-
dots or dashes or
well,
lines? Or
it's Reverb Nation, and you could leave a space, Mark Anthony in a space, and then Shuffle Cats. And the whole first album is on there. We don't have them like in the order particularly that they were on there. And then I have 5 other songs. I think there's 15 on there, but there's Light of Day, which is the title track of the new album that's never quite come out yet, totally. And but the song, like I was telling you, like Game On is on there for people who want to hear Leslie singing a song that I've written. And then Hard Road, the other one I was talking about, that was the Kenny and I had written for the. It's basically about veterans. It's about a biker truck driver / veteran dies before his time kind of thing.
Oh, that sounds terrible. That sounds like a sad song. That must be a blues
Yeah,
one.
yeah, but it's people like it. I mean,
It
I
sounds
just go
good.
by.
No, I don't mean it
I
sounds
just go.
bad. I just,
Yeah, I just go by
Um,
what people like.
yeah, yeah.
I have a few people like yesterday. A friend of ours was at practice. Said, I don't really like that song. I never get offended by that stuff. It's like, I really love the way you sing, but I didn't really like that song. I think, yeah, it's okay. And well, then I was asked, what's your favorite song you've ever done? And I'm like, man, I just can't pick one like that. And I use the old adage, it's kind of like having having kids, you have an ugly one, you still love it. It's like, hey, my kids
I
will love that one.
love all my children equally, but I do have favorites, right? Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
so
Yeah.
I have a couple, but I didn't really say what they are. But I know the overwhelming ones that people have liked. I mean, sometimes you just can't second guess them. I mean, they'll just say, we really like this song, and I'm like, really? It wouldn't be the one I would have picked, but but I think overwhelming Rebound Man by far is the one
Rebound
off
Man?
the first album. Yeah, we got a lot of radio airplay back from the Fox and Fargo because they really supported us a lot back in '97 when we released that CD. Ken and I were on their show a couple times, and they played it in their rotation, which was, you don't see a lot of that these days.
Yeah, yeah.
Not at all.
Oh,
And then
speaking of which,
go ahead.
So you noticed the SoCo Saturday commercial, right? We play all genres, even country,
Mm-hmm.
So WRLN actually, I think they still play Little Bobby music, but they were playing it a lot while he was still around. But the SoCo show, he always plays a Little Bobby song. The second song is always a Little Bobby song, and I think that's hilarious. Just because Bobby had this thing when he'd walk into a room, he would yell a word, like a random word, and one of his favorite words to yell was poop. And poop is also known as number 2. He's got the number 2 spot.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
I've also found you on YouTube. I searched Mark Anthony and Shuffle Cats, and I think it's a nephew of yours that built the whole channel around recordings of you on stage.
And that surprised me because I didn't know he'd done that. I had no idea. Who thought family would do something like that? I'm flattered. I'm very flattered, but because I never see those kids very often. They all live in North Dakota, most of them. So yeah, that was pretty awesome.
You mentioned you played in Bemidji too. Like when you go to Cass Lake, you said, "Well, get the word out there because there's a lot of people from Bemidji that remember the Shuffle Cats."
Well, I sure hope I hope they do. It's been a lot of years, You just pedal us around the retirement home, I guess. But no, we used to play up there at Hard Time Saloon for years, and then back when the Shuffle Cats were very popular, in the mid '90s. It was not a very big establishment, but it would just be, we come up there, it would just be packed. It's like sardines in there. And we made a lot of good friends up there. There's a lot of really cool people up in Bemidji. I miss playing up there a lot.
Well, I'm sure they miss you too. I don't think that your fan base is old enough to be too senile to forget you by now. Just you're kind of unforgettable. You get on that stage and you have this stage presence. You are just so animated up there, and you interact with the audience, and I just love watching you perform. The only time I've only seen it once, and that was that last moon dance before Bobby passed away. We
Yep,
ended up, it was the very last day.
And I went that year, and I sat in with the band I used to play with, doing the Leonard Skinner Freebird show. Is all Skinner music, So you kind of got a foot in the door anyway, because they're there. I wished I could have done something with my own music to do that, and I'm confident enough in it to try to do that. That's what I'm trying to get done. But no, that was cool. It was good to see Bob because I hadn't seen him in a long time. I said, there's that kid that used to wear that big goofy hat all the time, because his head wasn't even big enough for the hat back then. He was probably 18, maybe, he was still a kid to me, but yeah, he used to come around Fargo, and he had the strap on his guitar like Stevie Ray Vaughan, which Ted Larson used to have too. All these guitar players, when they started off, they looked up to Stevie Ray. So they all had to have that same strap that Stevie had, and they all wore hats. At least Bobby's hat was, completely different. He looked like the Cat in the Hat. He wasn't like just wearing the cowboy hat like Stevie, But
he had many hats. He had many hats. That's how you could find him in a crowd.
But he stood out. Even as a kid. I talked to him when he was a kid a few times and stuff. But then over the years, I'd moved to the cities. I'd hear of him once in a while or see that he'd been somewhere or played somewhere. But I just kind of lost track of him, But very, very sad to lose him at such a young age.
I agree.
And after just reconnecting with the guy, saw you guys at Moon Dance, and then I talked to him on the phone, literally the week before he passed. We were working on, he wanted me to come up and play at the bar.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was, I contacted you. It's like, I've been trying to get a hold of Bobby, It's like, gone.
There's a reason he hasn't answered his phone.
Yeah, well, not to dwell on something bad here. It's just,
But yeah, he talked you up though. He did. He really oh, I know that guy. Babe, we got to talk to that guy. We got to talk to that guy. And his hats. Okay, this guy. So
how many hats did he have?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I met him, he had this top hat that had like dollar bills, a dollar bill pattern. Another one was a black felt top hat with bunny ears on it. He actually gave that one to me for my 50th birthday. He threw a surprise birthday party for me, and all my family from all over was there. It was amazing. And then let's see, he had the top hat that I bought him. Looked just like Slash's hat with the silver.
Yeah, the box. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, "Babe, I love this so much." He says, "You better make sure I get buried with this hat."
Oh, wow.
Said so. Yeah, he got cremated with that hat.
Mhm.
And then he had this one. And see, when we first started dating, it was pretty funny because I always teased him that, one of our friends even nicknamed him Big Head. And I always teased him whenever he wore a fedora. I'm like, dude, give me that. And I put it on my head. I said, see, it looks a lot better on my head. You look like one of those little monkeys with the little tiny hat. Like,
I don't remember ever seeing Bob without a hat. I honestly don't think I ever saw him without a hat on.
nope. And he had some baseball caps too. He had the Yankees baseball caps. Oh, here's another one of his fedoras.
Yep.
The one with the bunny ears that he gave me is actually in a display right now at Northland Technical College in Thief River.
Okay.
The Northwest Minnesota Arts Council has a display, and they've got I want to say 3 or 4 displays per year, and it's set up for 4 months, and like April 16th we're gonna all meet over there because it goes up in January, it comes down in April. And so he's got, like, I can send you the link for it. There's like a whole tour, like all his like different albums are on the wall, posters from the bar, accomplishments. The hat is in a glass case, and then their second artist is Maury Finney, and his stuff is all set up. And then they've got some smaller artists, like just like with one little column. And I know one of those artists too. They played at the bar out here. It's really fun. If you guys get a chance if anybody out there gets a chance to, if you're in Thief River, try and stop by there because it's really interesting. Or message me after the show here and I can find the link and send it to you.
I haven't been to Thief River in years. I used to play a place called the Rusty Nail many years ago. Is that still there?
Yes, the Krusty Snail.
Okay.
No,
Remember
it's
they had
under
that high stage. That's all I remember. They had a high stage because I fell off of it once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They are under new management. The new owners have had it for, I want to say 5-6 years now.
This is the 80s. I mean, that's how long that was. Yeah.
Yeah. They call it that back in those days. They called it the Krusty Snail or the Krusty Nail,
Yep.
But it's a lot better now. It's a lot better now. But yeah, that is a high stage. What was I gonna say? Oh, I did send this link to Kevin Hendrickson during the break, so you can watch the show too. Well, we only have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can only go 2 minutes. So
I miss his Riverside Blues show. He did a lot for us. He helped us out, and he came and introduced us a couple times. Like my 40th birthday a few years ago in Grand Forks, we did a big show at the Empire Art Center, and Kevin was there for that. And then I think a couple times, I think once at Moondance he might introduce us, and then once in might have been the Fargo Blues Fest. So yeah.
So this show, the main goal is to carry on Bobby's legacies. Support the musicians, support the live music, and help the kids get into the music industry. Encourage the kids to play instruments and stuff like that. So, what advice would you have for a young musician that's thinking about making a career out of music?
Oh, that's a tough one. It is because my own granddaughter 5 years ago, I bought her a keyboard, a really nice one. I just didn't want some Casio piece of crap thing or whatever. So, well, pretty soon it was, hey, Grandpa, I need a keyboard bench. Grandpa, I need a keyboard stand. So she milked it along. But I always say, are you playing this thing? She doesn't ever give me an answer. She just turned 12. It's like, come on, man, are you playing it or not? But getting back to your question, it's hard to say. Either they have an interest in it or they don't. But if they do have an interest, I think we should really do the best we can to encourage that, but let them know that it's what a tough business it is. If you want to ride around the back of a van for 20 years, That's what it is. I mean, don't ever give up on your dreams. I'm not saying that, but just understand there's two sides to everything. There's a good side for every one person that makes it. There's countless people that don't, and then they end up branching off into something else. They might stay with music in some way. They might become a producer. They might do something else. Some become booking agents that I've dealt with. They were all musicians at one time, or they become managers, whatever. I guess I'm the foolish one because I keep plugging away. I'm so foolish enough to think somebody might come across one of my songs someday. It didn't matter my age. Um, uh, Somebody was saying, okay, like I knew both Shannon Kirkman and Johnny Lang. They both came from Fargo. I knew both of those kids very well, and they were very young, but they used the youth as it was never let's go see so and so play. Let's go see that kid play. Could have been any kid that had talent.
Right.
But I'm thinking, well, why couldn't the same be the reverse? Let's go see that old fart play that's still playing. Maybe he still has a chance. Who cares if he's 96 years old and ready to fall off the stage?
So
Maybe that
basically,
maybe that's when I'll get noticed. You never
so
know. But I keep dreaming about it. I keep thinking about it, and I don't really want to give up on it.
basically do it because you love it, not because you think you're going to get rich.
Exactly. Because rich.
All
Yeah.
right, we better cut this short because we do have to send this over to Grand Forks Best Source, and it has to be an hour. So,
Okay.
thank you for being on. I'm
You
glad
will.
we worked
Thank
out the
you.
kinks.
Yep.
Thank you for all the viewers. Oh, and Laddie Boy, he will be, if you missed it, the Shuffle Cats will be in Cass Lake at Log Jammers on July 3rd, and they will be here in McIntosh on July 4th. Next week we had Kitschy Boogie. They're a great local band. You guys, if you heard the name Kitschy Boogie, tune in here next week. We'll see you all next week. Love you all.
Thanks a lot, and check out Reverb Nation and our Shufflecats website, theshufflecats.com. Thanks a lot, Tanya.
Perfect. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you.